difficult for them, I also think in a way that adoption won't really exist, because to my mind, if you have open contact as frequent as you want, and you're kind of involved in both families in the word go, which is good for some people will want it. I'm not knocking that. They will need that connection and that identity, all of that. But if it does go down that route, I would call that open fostering. I can't see how that would be considered adoption, because you are effectively living, maybe not, you say you have
to have all contact cut off with their birth family. The report is not saying everybody should have that.
How has social media and our ability to find people over the internet influenced this report?
I think that the idea that a closed adoption is possible, people now realise that's not the case, because adopted teenagers and birth families can and do look for each other on social media. Now, where that happens, we've studied that in our research. The child has questions and they want to know about their birth family, so they go looking. So I think people are thinking more about planned, ongoing contact, almost as a preventative measure to stop this unplanned.
I'm currently doing a PhD as well, and I'm doing an automatic staging, so more romance there. And yeah, I love the genre, but I wanted to write something where the stakes were higher. And so when I was coming up with the idea, I was like, what if I do a little murder into it and see what happens?
Why was it important for you to set your novel in Myanmar? You don't live there anymore. You're in America and the UK.
Yeah, I live here now. I moved to London a couple of months ago. I get asked this question a lot, and the honest answer is truthfully that it was the easiest, and I was kind of lazy, because when I was thinking of the setting, I was like, where do I know the best? And it was like, well, my hometown. Publishers, the majority of readers would be Western-based, so I was conscious of, I didn't want to exoticize the setting in any way. I was like, I wanted to present Yangon as any big city that it could be. Even when we were talking about covers, my kind of goal was, I told my publishers, I don't want a cover that looks essentially like it could be a travel guide cover. Like, I wanted to present Yangon and Myanmar as just a big country, a big city that just happens to be somewhere that most readers might not have been.
So not only did you not want to exoticize the setting, you also smashed a few kind of stereotypes and tropes of Southeast Asian as well in your main character.
Yeah.
So who inspired Kim Haymar? She's a freelance journalist enlisted by
and I actually used to be a journalist. So when initially the character Kim, she was going to be a bodyguard, but then I was like, I don't know anything about bodyguarding, but I know a lot about being a journalist. So then I ended up making her a journalist.
Can't imagine doing the book.
Yeah.
I instantly respected her actually, because she seems so self-assured right at the beginning of the book where she's negotiating, being offered the job. And she asks for more money.
She does.
Without even knowing how much she was getting paid.
Yeah, she does.
She knows her worth.
Yeah, she does.
Why was it important to give her that kind of personality?
Well, I think for me it was, going against that stereotype that to see that a lot of authors, Asian authors, are smashing that stereotype of, the very quiet, demure Asian, Southeast Asian woman. But unfortunately, we still do see that a lot. So I just wanted to present her as a very cool. More money. I know you have it. I know what I'm worth.
Whilst I was reading it, there's a lot of comedy in the novel, and I got a sense that this was someone who really enjoyed writing this. It's a real page turner. For example, you mentioned Tyler's Trophy, she was a Hollywood actor. You even nod to your love of Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy the process?
Oh, I loved it. This was, this book I wrote everywhere. I wrote it when I was on holiday. I remember I wrote, I was working on it when I was on a plane once, which I never do. I absolutely loved it. And I love books. I love reading books that make me laugh. So when I write a book, I'm like, this book has to make me laugh.
Were you on the plane typing away, chuckling?
Yeah.
You love Kim.
I love Kim, yeah.
You kind of got to love your leading lady, haven't you?